I'm live. Uh, so, uh, Thank you NCS for your wonderful playlist. Uh, yes, this is a all right. So this is how you adjust volume on YouTube. you have to you have to uh, you have to open the stats for nerds, okay? And then you look here for content loudness. And remember, this only works for short videos. This won't work on a long video. So it says 4.5 decibels. That's gonna feel in the normal range of my hearing. That's gonna be loud enough to keep me distracted from the fact that there's tons of traffic going by my house all the time. I think that's what I call it. Anyway, sorry to talk over this guy's song or girl. I don't know, guy is gender neutral for me. Anyway, today I'm going to be working with Unreal, the engine. Yeah, I was requested to explain this function. And that's a good practice to just explain your functions out loud, especially if you're like me and you're a quiet programmer. Because not every programmer is gonna do it's the rubber ducky method, basically. So the idea is you have this rubber duck at your desk and you explain your stuff to him. And it does help solve the problem. But only if you're someone who's like a talker, I guess. I don't know. That's just the depression part of my schizoaffective for you, I think, which is getting better. But my pharmacy ran out of one like part of my medication regimen. So, oh right, I was gonna talk about that. So for like 2 weeks I had to go with like basically what equivalated to 30% strength antidepressant meds. So that was a pretty rough patch. And I'm now on the out of that. Anyway, if you hear a lawnmower, that's my wonderful uncle. He lives next door, and we both live in a different uncle his house, but it's a two-part house. I forget what they're called. Anyway, but he takes care of the lawns, so that's cool. He gets like riding tractors and stuff. I imagine it's pretty fun. Where was I? Unreal. Oh, I was going to talk about what it means to be schizophrenic. So the obvious questions are, do you have delusions? Of course, all the time. It's a constant battle to keep them as known as delusions, so that they can be not ignored, but like they can be reacted to on a layer of consciousness that allows for meaningful change. And a lot of people get scared about like the brain hacking thing, but I'm not giving a shit about it, honestly. I'm a programmer, so I program my own brain sometimes. It happens. Where was I? Okay, so that's what it means to be schizophrenic. I also do occasionally hear voices and various other auditory hallucinations, but I also do have tinnitus, so that's its own problem. Anyway, I'm broke, I'm woke, and I'm doomer. Let's begin. Initialize add is a function meant to it's a factory. Yeah, it's a factory. So if you know the pattern factory, it's a factory. It takes a class and makes one. In this case, it's specifically on my HUD render component. So that's blueprint component, and then HUD renderer. So it's kind of object and then function, like or purpose, I guess you could call it. And then that's an actual function. And I'm new to Unreal, so if there is anything glaringly obviously wrong, I encourage you to, first of all, hit subscribe, and then do something else for 1 minute. 1 minute. Okay, 1 minute. There's an 8-second delay. 1 minute. Okay. Okay, chat's active again. This chat will not be stored for later consumption. There we go. Alright. Where did I leave off? So initialize ad. So yeah, it's a factory, and obviously we can just get into it. The meat of it right here. It takes a point, which is my custom structure, and then it takes a owner, which is a player controller, and so that's in case in the future if I decide to do split screen. Yeah, I future proof a little bit. So if I did. Anyway, if I decide to do something like split screen, this will be handy to have the logic figured out, and it was a good exercise in constructing a factory, which is quite fun. So just to get a quick look, in case you want to like pause and go back, because I know you're not here live, because nobody's talking except for me, and I refuse to acknowledge the obvious problem. So nope, I did not want to be here. I wanted... Oh yeah, blah 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 blah. I don't keep it open. I don't think. Maybe I do. Anyway, so my custom structure is just meant to encapsulate the idea of a chunk of the HUD, given being held at a certain location with a certain offset, and painted at a certain depth. I mean, that's just what I consider the base unit I want people working with in my system, because I'm more of an engine programmer than a game designer. So this is the kind of stuff that I just do when I'm bored. Actually, I was watching a really great YouTuber. You should check them out. They were playing Factorio. Oh my gosh, that is such a great game to have playing in the background. Oh my god. Oh my god. You dare. Okay. I'm not supposed to be saying oh my god. I have an injunction.
Okay, let's go.
Alright. So that's what this is doing here. It's got the transform 2D, which is a box 2D structure. Because actually, I guess it is a 2x2 matrix. I could look into changing it. Do we have matrices? We do. Okay. I'm not gonna change that now because I'm still explaining, but that's cool. I'll have to change that. Anyway, and then there's the paint depth here. The class that needs to be created, and then this is part of this gets instantiated in the initialize ad, and so that's what I focus on. So we're back here in initialize ad. What this does, it takes one of our points and it takes a player, and then let's see. So we follow the white line. It checks if the player is valid. And if it is, see, this is where it gets weird, because I figured out branching flow. It was hard. Okay, so it reads left to right, and it follows the white line. The white line is called the execute, I think, probably. Anyway, so yeah. That's just my mouse, don't worry about that. It's okay, it's dying. Alright, so basically we have 2 points of data and we're going to do stuff with them. The owner, we're going to check the validity of it, just to make sure it's like a valid object, but we're also going to make sure that if it's not a valid object, we can provide a valid one anyway. So it's kind of like pre-built override. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Pre-built override. And then, so we have our local variable over here, player controller register. So we just set that. And then this is what we had to do to get the proper full valid translation. Sorry, I'm obviously experiencing a little bit of word salad, which is something that schizophrenics get, where they speak what appears as nonsense. Sometimes I can recognize it, sometimes I can't. It happens. Like I said, schizoaffective. It's tough. Anyway, so the player controller register. So that's just that unifies our execute here. That's the variable that's holding it. That's why I call it a register. Anyway, I don't know why I felt like pointing that out. That's weird. Am I mansplaining? Did someone ask me to mansplain something? I forget if that's possible. Alright, so then this is this is just a collection of the points. Yeah. So this is all the parts of the UI. That's what I'm trying to do, is the UI here. So that's all of the parts. And then the second execution. Oh, this is just the failure line. It just returns failure. Yeah, it's totally possible. Right, so yeah, and then it's just reading the one specific for this given case. Yep. And then, yep. So the create user widget. This is the function that I'm most angry at, because it's not mine. Yeah. And it does all the behind the scenes on the user widget, which is nice, but I don't know how to undo this action. Like, I'll show you. No. Okay, yeah, not this. So it must be over here. Where did I put it? Score tracker? Nope. Collectible. Okay, I know I was working on this. Is it flip widget state? Yes, it is flip widget state. Yeah, so if this inspires you in any way, good on you. Yeah, so what pattern is this? I don't know. I haven't studied the patterns all that well. I've only studied the ones that I use. And they're from a game book to it's a book. I would go get it, but I'm lazy. Anyway, so this is essentially what you are attempting to do, is turn off the widget, which is fine. This accomplishes that. But it doesn't get rid of the asset. And I haven't found a way to do that. And that's really confusing me. So that's why these are here, because I'm confused, because they're obviously wrong. They shouldn't be there. I think there's some sort of slot system that I can use. But like I said, I don't know how to get rid of the elements. Anyway, so then this is updating the original menu point structure to have a valid instantiated object for its given object. So that contains the only thing possible that I would want to know. Like, I shouldn't want to know this. Right. So I think I need to turn this array into a dictionary. And then reconsider what I'm doing with the UIs, but that's a different problem. Yeah, because yeah, they're just not even painting right now. Look, this is great. Nope, don't paint. Nothing. No UI. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah. Yeah, this right here. I think I'm misusing pivot, and then over in. Not doing it here, am I? Yeah, yeah. This is the update. I turned this this is like on super slow. How do you get that window up? Class settings. There we go. Alright, so it should be like. There we go. Class settings. Okay. I know there's a way to change the tick setting, and I totally did that, but now I don't know how to do it again. Oh, okay, there we go. It was just part of the defaults. Hey, I had a tick interval there. It was like... It was 0.2. Definitely turn that on. Ticker during visit? I think I want... I think I want post update, honestly. Yeah, I think I want post update. Yeah, I haven't figured out anything to do with this yet. Ah, here's the array index. Wait, that's no, sorry. There's a different array thing that I was concerned with. Where were we? Oh, now I'm like catching up. Alright, next I need to figure this out, so I have to turn this into a dictionary. And then I also need somewhere, probably in the game, yeah. Okay, so this is going to... Wait, what did I just create? Oh, great. Oh, it's, yeah. It's, okay. Okay. Yeah, I got confused because I forget that they call it map instead of level for some reason. Yeah. Map is already an overloaded word because you've got map, the physical object, and then you've got map, the verb. And it's like... So where was I? Putting on here, setting defaults. Okay, so what do we want to key with? Probably an enumerator. So I need to make another enumerator. I've done that before. Yeah, I try to keep the prefix to 3 characters, so if it's gonna skip print, I skip print. Autosave! Yeah. Oh my gosh. College, before they had autosave in UDK, or I think, or Torque, I think. We were using Torque for as programmers. So many people lost tons of work. I can't imagine they lost hours. Alright, where was I? Oh, this is part of the Telegram structure. Yeah, I tried to. That was the problem. The game architecture book I have uses a singleton pattern heavily, and I'm trying not to use it for whatever reason. So things like that engine's messaging structure are still good parts, but I had to figure out how to get them molded into my new architecture here. So this enumeration is meant to be the commands that can be sent to the renderer. So I think I'll put this on the renderer. Yeah. I'll just move this to the renderer afterwards. Anyway, so render commands. I might have to do a secondary map. It could have been why map came up in my head. Okay. So that's here. Yeah, because I don't think they have dictionaries. They might, but they might not. They've got arrays and they've got for loops, so they might have dictionaries. Keys. And keys. Alright, so that's okay, now we can go back to that thing and actually add some. Alright, so the first command will... Where am I adding this? Cement. Oh yeah, I gotta do the dictionary. Alright, so first I'm gonna check and see if there even are dictionaries. It does not appear that there are. I don't want to look. That's too many. Alright. Ouch, hemorrhoids. Suck a lot. Where were we? Where was I? I also have an injunction against we. Command keys, hide widgets. Alright, now I need the map. So I need to store them. Alright, so I need a function. Let's start with the function. It's easy to do. Sometimes easier to do it this way. So this is get get widget, and it takes one of our wonderful enums. Oh, that's oops. There we go. Alright, so commands, wonderful. So let's see, get widget. Let's supposed to do that. Okay, so let's see. We're gonna need you. And do last index. How the heck do you access these things? There we go. Select, of course. Database. Yeah, I guess we'll just have to think of. It's actually kind of interesting thinking about it from a sequel. Yeah, like because as a graphics, as a visual scripting language, there's a lot of advanced operations that aren't covered. Return the option at index? What the heck even is this? Okay, that is obviously confusing me. Return first option at first option is indexed at 0. Honestly, have no idea how this select function works. Can we get to the documentation on this? Why can't I access the documentation? Alright, culture code not giving it. That's true, yes. This image is copyright, whoever it's copyright. I didn't mean to show it. It's Google's fault. I don't know. Select. Okay, return and alright, so that's the text I got. Alright, so return the option at indexed. First option is indexed at 0. What does it do with this second input? Alright, that's. Alright, and then this was just this page, right? Yeah. Oh jeez, Reddit. Then we got ads and stuff. Oh jeez. Alright, I'm gonna have to watch this, but I don't condone restreaming watch content. Yeah, so I'll check this out. I wish I had like better set up my Streamlabs so that I could like have opening and closing credits to deal with the whole time desync thing, but I don't. So yeah, I think I'm gonna call it here. Been on for half an hour, and I have been more explaining than working. So obviously streaming while working is quite hard, unless all you're working is streaming. Obviously, I don't know. Sorry, voices. Where was I? Oh, that's right. I was signing off. So yeah, subscribe. What? There we go. Subscribe, and like and follow. Comments are all being held in review, and the chat will not be part of the replay. So thank you for watching, and please check out some more